up, gangstas? Hope you guys are doing pretty well. Big chillin'. Let's do an all signs reading. Later, either tonight or tomorrow, I'll do Ophiuchus. I have not forgotten you. So yeah, your boy is navigating life. Okay, so yeah, let's see. Oh, I forgot to look at the lunar thing again. Hold up, gangsters. This is becoming too habitual, right? I need to like get in the habit of looking at it before I start my reading. So hold on a second. Alright, so the moon is in Libra. It's at 42.8% illumination. Tomorrow we're going to be in that half moon energy in Scorpio, going from air to water, right? From pensive, thoughtful energy to intuitive, emotional energy. Scorpio is often confused for being like a fire sign though, because it's such a, what's a word? Such a motivated energy, you know, it's very fiery, very like, and when I think fire, I'm thinking of like inspiration, kind of that go-getter energy, you know, very driven, so being, you know, basically the hurricane of water signs that Scorpio is, I feel that, you know, that's gonna really affect all of the different zodiacs in different ways. So let's see specifically how this is gonna affect you, dog. Blooped bloop. Nephilim. Controversy. Assessing new perspectives. I like that. You know, that's kind of the card of getting out of like cognitive dissonance. Really looking at things like through a new lens, right? Like, really opening up your mind here. Grace Tall. Utilitarian, organized, and intimidating. So we got the tough guy here, right? That's really the energy I'm seeing in both of these. Very, very tough guy energy. All right, tough guy. We're going to use the Hermetic Tarot deck then in that case. Ain't nobody tougher than Thoth the Atlantean, right? I actually have my Thoth deck here too. It's designed by Aleister Crowley. I'm using one of the cards as a bookmark right now, so until I'm done with that book, we're not using that deck. Sorry. Sorry. You know, whatever. So, let's see. Let's see, tough guy. Very divine masculine energy too, you know, that very organized, very strategic kind of energy. Alright, okay. Let's see. It's kind of that no bullshit energy, right? I respect that. I'm about it. I see you. Namaste, motherfucker. Alright, so. Doop-a-doop. Alright, gangsta. We have the Last Judgment, Queen of Cups in reverse, and Ten of Pentacles in reverse. The Last Judgment represents like divine intervention. This could also be the energy of like making a big decision. In the imagery here, you see the trumpet being called on Judgment Day, right? And so this is kind of, I mean, it's not talking specifically about like the apocalypse or anything so trivial, you know. It's really the card of like divine intervention, like I said, and like a final decision being made here with the Queen of Cups in reverse. This could be in regards to love. You know, somebody kind of falling out of love or making a decision to separate themselves from a connection. With Ten of Pentacles in reverse, this could also, this is kind of the energy of like loss or lack, or like you had an idea of like how a certain thing would build up, like you were planning for something to turn out a certain way, and I see that kind of like going the other way here. Okay, so let's carry on. Two of Swords. Somebody has a very guarded heart here. This goes back to the Queen of Cups in reverse. This is somebody who's like really protecting their energy at this time. Somebody who's like kind of put up some walls around the heart. Somebody who's like, could be like putting, you know, because this is like, you may be throwing away the idea of like love or romantic commitments or, you know, that happily ever after kind of energy. It's kind of like, it's, you know, making a decision to kind of let go of that and to really protect the heart. You know, I do want to like say something on that though. Something that you're going to find quite controversial coming from me, but whatever. I remember, you know, I was talking to my friend about love and connection and all that, and he was like telling me, well, people aren't meant to like love one person for the rest of their life. Like, he's like saying, you know, you have to get rid of that delusion or whatever, you know, don't be so like wishy-washy, you know. And I was like, isn't that cowardice, you know, to like just shut down the idea of like love and connection and authentic, like something so authentic and real, you know. You'd rather shut that down rather than to allow yourself to be vulnerable and to think, what if, or, you know. And I know, like, a lot of people who know me personally are probably watching this going, really? Really now? Yes, actually. You know, even in all my personal experience, I still feel that, like, love is the most beautiful and courageous thing we could experience if we allow ourselves to like to be vulnerable and you know, and the ultimate risk of getting hurt or rejected, right? That's such a big deal for people. And here's the thing though, like, what a noble way to get hurt. Some people would rather go to war and die in a battlefield than to allow themselves the emotional vulnerability that it takes to genuinely love somebody with all their heart, you know? And I think that shows a lot about how noble it is to actually love, you know? You get hurt, so fucking what, right? At the end of the day, did you have a good experience? Did you learn something new? You know, did you get to feel somebody's heartbeat under the palm of your hand? You know, like, there are just some experiences, even if it doesn't turn out the way that you wanted, right? Even if it doesn't have that specific outcome, that, like, sometimes you just need to experience it, and you just need to be grateful for that experience, even if it did not happen the way that you had anticipated or longed for, you know? So, you know, whatever, dog. Anyway, let's continue. Alright, tough guys. 6 of Pentacles in reverse. I don't need no man. That's what I'm hearing. Strong, independent, don't need nobody, right? And I don't mean specifically a man, you know, like it's a it's a figure of speech. You know, whether you're male, female, whatever, this is like, you had to build yourself up, right? You had to be strong and independent for yourself. You had to develop yourself in a way. And this is kind of that energy. I always hear the argument in my head. Like, I do hear it, you know, just like, I don't actually fucking need anybody, dog. Like, don't give me this message. I must be talking to an Aquarius. It must be in your chart somewhere. We have the Death card in reverse, Scorpio energy. This is a rebirth, right? You have suffered disappointment, right? Things have come to conclusions, right? Ace of Swords in reverse. This is like a reluctance to take action in a new direction, or to take action on something that you might actually want, but you're afraid to want it, right? Because you're so self-sufficient, you're so independent, you've done everything just fine on your own, and that's great. You know, it's great in the same kind of way that, like, a monk chooses to, like, live their life in, like, meditation and self-deprivation, you know, not deprecation, deprivation, you know, like the fasting, like sleep deprivation, even the meditation, the constant discipline, you know. And it's like, yeah, there's something very noble about that, you know. They don't have the highs, they don't have the lows, so they just stay in the balance, you know. However, you're given an experience to experience, you know. And if you spend your whole life just depriving yourself, just telling yourself, nope, can't do that, can't eat that cake, because, you know, whatever, can't fucking date that person because I got hurt once, or I can't be vulnerable in this way because look at what that got me, you know. It's like, you're not here to tell yourself no all the time, you know. I mean, you're not supposed to say yes to everything either, right? I don't want you to think like, oh, this means go ham, you know, whatever. Have discernment, right? Have discernment about the decisions you make. Be wise, you know, but at the same time, like, okay, say you go on, like, you're like, I ain't eating cheesecake for breakfast, which is crazy, right? But see, that's your discipline. You're like, fuck, I can't eat this cheesecake. I have a goal in mind, da-da-da-da-da. And then you get hit by a car the next day, you die, right? And you have deprived yourself of that last cheesecake you could have ate, you know? And I'm not saying, like, eat crap all the time, you know? I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, if you really have a hankering, you know, it's okay to take a couple bites of cheesecake. Okay? If you're really, you know, like, we live in a world where we think it's so honorable to, like, tell ourselves no all the time, because that's what our parents did, and that's what religion did, and that's what everything did. Told us no. You're not allowed to be you. You're not allowed to have your desires. These, you know, and it's like, what is the point of existing if you're so hell-bent on depriving yourself of existence, you know? You know? And I believe in balance, man. You know, like, I love working out. I love being active. I'll go longboarding and shit, get my cardio in. And then I also like to wake up and eat like spoonfuls of Nutella, you know, like balance, you know. And so, like, yeah, if you're going to eat the cheesecake, sure, balance it out with something, with activity, you know, burn it off. But don't be so hell-bent to tell yourself you're not allowed any enjoyment, you know. What a boring fucking life, man. Yeah, Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Letting shit go, right? Letting go of things. You're definitely in that energy. Why is this such... Let me just pray about this for a second, okay? I just pray. Lord. What advice do you have from Spirit, from God, the angels? Very interesting. In your advice, we have the Devil card, right? Capricorn energy. Which is kind of what I've been saying. Like, the Devil card is not necessarily like, the devil. You know, it's not like that. It's about allowing yourself a bit of indulgence, you know, not crazy indulgence, you know, but allowing yourself to enjoy certain things, you know. With the Six of Wands, you know, within reason, you know, I'm not here to give you bad advice. With the Six of Wands, this tells me that you could be in the spotlight, you know. A lot of people are looking at you and looking up to you, you know. I see that you have like an energy about you that people admire. With the Knight of Swords in reverse, I feel like you take that role quite seriously, and that's why you don't do certain things, you don't take certain actions. With the Sun card, it showed up in reverse, but there's no reverse meaning for this card, right? And this is allowing somebody to kind of help you learn how to enjoy life, you know? Look at them. Two people dancing under the sun, just enjoying shit, right? And I feel like you're meant to realize, like, your path isn't supposed to always be one of suffering. You know, you're here to enjoy certain things. You know, if it goes against your moral code, don't do it. You know, like, I'm not saying go do crack. You know, I'm just saying, like, don't be afraid to, like, enjoy your experience, you know. Don't be afraid to, like, have a bit of luxury. I always tell people you should have a balance of, like, hedonism and stoicism, you know. Like, have your disciplines. Have the things that keep you in alignment, you know. Have the things, and then treat yourself, you know. Like, have your disciplines, then treat yourself, you know. Like, if I spend all fucking day on my longboard eating shit, getting ouchies, guess what? I'm gonna take myself out for ice cream afterwards. And I'm not gonna be like, well, what was the point of all that working out if I'm just gonna eat ice cream? You know? I'm gonna be like, well, I ate all the ice cream, or I did all the working out. And now, like, I've made space for the ice cream. You know? I've made space for that indulgence, you know? And say I fucking worked doubles all weekend. I'm stressed. I'm like, ugh. And you know what? on that day off, guess what? I'm gonna call up my sister and be like, yo, Gangsta, I kind of want to go sip on some bourbon. Like, let's do that, you know? So it's like, I'm not saying that's for everyone either, you know? Not everyone's going to be drinking. Not everyone can have sugar. I get that. I'm trying to just give you kind of life examples, you know? That you can have the balance. You don't have to be so, like, one way, right? Too much of like, discipline steals your experience. Too much experience steals your discipline. It's the yin and the yang. You need to have the both, right? You can't have light without shadow. You can't have shadow without light. So I feel like, you know, you're really called to, like, allow yourself to enjoy things, right? Allow yourself to have beauty in life, you know? However that looks. Like, maybe it's like the energy that you just take shit so fucking seriously. Right? That's really what I'm saying. Like, it's so serious. And you're really being called to just, like, chill, bro. Do you really think that this little planet in the butt crack of the solar system, which is in the butt crack of the galaxy, which is in the butt crack of the universe, which is in the butt crack of the multiverse, do you really think that you're just here to not enjoy it? You know, like, at all. If you think God or spirit or whatever is so fucking down on you for, like, then you don't understand. Like, God is love. If you're not feeling the essence of love constantly, love for your life, love for others, then that's where you falter, right? Love your experience. Amor fati, you know? Love your fate. Seven of Swords. Elaborate. Seven of Swords means a few different things, right? You could have dealt with people who have lied, cheated, stolen, you know. Seven of Swords also represents that the energy of spying. Like, you could be spying, somebody could be spying on, like, your social media or something. It looks to me like it's the energy of spying. Or, like, observing somebody's social media at this point. We have Knight of Cups with the Eight of Wands, right? And this is, like, either you are observing somebody else or somebody else is observing you at this time. Knight of Cups with the Eight of Wands is, like, somebody wants to come in with, like, a love offer, right? Knight of Cups is, like, an emotional kind of love offer energy. Eight of Wands is very fast, very quick moving. Like, they want it now. And maybe this is that indulgence that you're being called to allow yourself to experience. The indulgence of love, right? The indulgence of partnership and companionship. That can be scary as fuck, right? Especially if you have experienced people in the past that have lied, cheated, and stolen or whatever. That could be really hard to open yourself up again after something like that. Somebody's got their eye on you, or vice versa. Put your energy where it belongs. That's funny, because we started out the reading with the Last Judgment, and we have Two of Pentacles in reverse telling me that a decision is made here, or it's going to be made here. A weighing of the odds. Somebody's doing research. What was the decision? Seven of Pentacles. Getting that money. Hustling, working hard, right? Focusing on your harvest. Focusing on your outcomes, your gains here. Maybe you're so focused on that you are neglecting yourself of an emotional experience, right? We're here to love, bro. You know? We're here to experience that. We're here to experience the entire spectrum of emotions, you know? Love, loss, excitement, disappointment. It's a beautiful dance. It's a beautiful one. It's fucking great, actually. It builds character, you know? Every experience, every feeling, you know? Every intuition we follow. You might also be like looking for a new job. Alright. Focusing on new career paths. Temperance in reverse. Sagittarius energy with the Two of Wands in reverse. Somebody is not at a crossroads and they're like not super patient. They want something and they want it now, right? It goes back to that Eight of Wands. It's funny, because with this fire energy and the Temperance card, I'm feeling like there could be a Sagittarius that we're reading for here. Could be in your chart, you know, whatever. It could be somebody you're dealing with. Temperance is all about divine timing, alright? It's all about being patient, waiting. Maybe it's saying that the wait is up, you know? Maybe it's saying that that time on the crossroads, that time sitting on the fence is over. Especially with the Two of Pentacles in reverse and the Two of Wands in reverse. This is where that controversy is coming from with the Nephilim. Because you're being asked to do something that... You're being asked to do something that you feel is a bit controversial. Or a bit outside of your comfort zone is the best way I could put that. You feel like you're being asked to do something outside of your comfort zone. And that in itself is like, Three of Wands. Somebody's been waiting for the ships to come in, waiting for an opportunity to happen. And it kind of goes back to the Temperance in reverse, like the time of waiting is coming to an end here. With the Hanged Man in reverse, maybe waiting for an obstacle to be removed, waiting for something to be cleared up in the path so that you can pursue something or so that they can. Alright. Three of Swords in reverse with the Ten of Cups in reverse. You got 10-10 endings and new beginnings. Three of Swords in reverse is like, you don't want to be hurt. You don't want your heart broken. You don't want to experience that. But that fear is what stops you from being able to have that kind of lifelong, deep kind of love. Like a real kind of fucking love, you know? It's fear. You know what? I tell people all the time, fear, doubt, confusion, that is the energy of the devil, right? That's the real devil here. That's the real adversary. When you feel those energies of fear, doubt, and confusion, that's when you know, like, that's kind of like a spiritual attack, you know? Because when you're on your path, you shouldn't face that. You shouldn't have that. If you're afraid of something, that's exactly what you are being called to face, right? Because this is spiritual warfare. And if you're doing the spiritual warfare, you gotta fight the things that hinder your spirit, you know? And fear is one of them. Alright, is there anything else before we pull Kali cards? You really are a stubborn little tough guy, aren't you? Or girl, or whatever, or they. Whatever. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. You feel like something's missing. You feel like something's lacking. You feel like there's not something to hold on to. Kind of lonely energy, bro. It's kind of sad. It's also kind of your choice, ultimately. Are you going to be ruled by fear, or are you going to be ruled by love, you know? Are you going to be ruled by you? You are the essence of love, whether that's romantic or not, you know? When you let love take the wheel in your life, in all of its glorious forms, life feels complete. It's fulfilling, you know. You feel like you're gonna burst with all the love in you, even in your single season, you know. If you just have love for your community, love for your job, love for the people, you feel an overwhelming kind of energy of love. And love is fearless, man. Love overcomes all, right? It's infinite. It's powerful. And when you're in that energy of like love just kind of bursting through your heart chakra, whether it's romantic or not, right? I'm not saying you gotta do the romantic love, but I'm saying I challenge you to live in the essence of love, you know? Love is tough love sometimes, you know? Love is asserting yourself, creating boundaries. Love is knowing your limitations and respecting them, you know, and the limitations of others and respecting that. Love is, you know, it's not always going to be like happy-go-lucky feelings, you know. Sometimes love is like when a parent has to discipline their child, you know. Sometimes love is when you have to set a boundary with a partner that you love a lot, but you know that you have certain boundaries that need to be abided because not only do you love them, but you love you, you know. Love is telling people no sometimes. You know, it's not always that yes man energy. Love is also telling people when they're wrong, you know, and not in like a cruel and tactless way, you know. It's like in a very like open-minded way you can correct somebody. That's honestly one of the things I respect the most about my roommate because whenever I'm wrong, he does not hesitate to tell me, you know, and to me that's the ultimate respect. You know, there's no pandering, you know? So it's like when somebody has that kind of like courage to like show up and be like, yo, gangsta, you know? And that's platonic love, man. It's, you know, still showing up for your friends and being like, maybe you ain't doing right now. You know, maybe I didn't like the way that went down, or maybe I didn't like what you said back there, or maybe I didn't like, you know, whatever. And that communication, that helps us. It helps us all to grow, to progress, to get better, you know. What? We got a sneaky card from another deck. What card is it? The Hermit. Yeah. You trying to isolate. Maybe you are in a single season, you know? Maybe you do have admirers, but that's just not your aim right now. And that's perfectly fine. Because honestly, more than anything, I feel like you need to practice love, you know? Practice it with your friends, your family. Practice platonic love. Love with restrictions, right? Love with limitations. Love with boundaries. You know, and who's to say that you won't, you know, end up in a union later? But what I do see here now is that you gotta master the energy of love, dog, in your life, right? We all gotta do that. That's just shit. Bhadrakali. There is not always a need to try to grapple and conquer. Sometimes the need is simply to let go. Just because another has created a certain reality for themselves and is attempting to draw you in, it does not mean that you must participate. You have the divinely granted gift of choosing where to invest your energy. Be kind to yourself, right? Free will. Exercise it. Love it. I'm going to pull another one. Mantra Shakti. Do not allow negative thoughts or speech to undermine your inner spiritual connection. Claim your voice and your power to express yourself from your heart. Though it may not yet be visible in your physical world, a new order is generating within the soul. And in time, it shall manifest in a transformation that heals your inner world and improves your physical life circumstances too. And that is what I got for you. I hope this was helpful. Namaste. I love you guys, and I will see you next time.